How's it going, everybody? Playing some more Majora's Mask 3D today, and today, I'm not entirely sure what's all gonna be happening. For sure, Romani Ranch, probably the sword upgrade, maybe the graveyard as well. I'm probably leaning towards no at that part, but depending on how fast I can get things done, we'll see. But first thing I like to do every time we reset the cycle is just grab the 100 rupees over here, just for some extra money. And probably I'll slow down the cycle in just a minute. Okay. Then... Actually, I don't know that I really need the cycle slowed down. Nowhere near that 5,000 rupee mark, so I'm also going to need to work on that, but I think the graveyard actually gives you a decent amount of rupees, so hopefully I can make some progress there. What else was I going to say? I do need to beat the boss again of Snowhead, so I might just skip past that. Do a little cut, because I don't really feel that's super necessary to show again. Yeah, probably not. But I do need to upgrade the Razor Sword, upgrade the Kokiri Sword to the Razor Sword, so I'll just do that. I could get the title Deed Heart Beast, but I don't really think I want to just yet. Although, it would be appealing to have the second row of hearts already, but it's not the worst thing in the world that I don't have it. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Right now I'm gonna get the frog mask. I forget what it's called. I think it's Don something. Maybe. Unless I'm thinking of another mask. So, I've learned that it is actually easier to hit these torch thingies when, or not hit, let's see. Blah. Okay, so I had to do a little cut there because I could not like hit the other canister thingies on the ceiling. Turns out you're supposed to light these all up and it spins around. I found out what my issue was. So make sure before you start rolling into those things on the ceiling, you light all the torches. Because if you don't, you're gonna end up like me and struggle for a little bit. But it's okay, because I got it taken care of. Just would have saved me like 5 minutes had I actually lit these. Although I do wonder if it's possible to hit all of them while it's stationary. Hopefully this time I can get her. There we go. That took a few attempts. I won't say how many, just a few. And now we're gonna go deliver this to the Goron on the cliff. I wonder what kind of meat it's supposed to be. Because it's pretty big for any sort of enemy that you see. I mean, I don't think it could be a wolf-o. I don't think I could go up here. Nope. Okay, yeah, I don't think it could be a wolf-o. Or whatever they're called. I think they're wolf-os. Something. Anyways, maybe it's like a Deku that's made of meat. Or a Zora. It could be a Goron as well. I don't think they resort to cannibalism, but you never know. So yeah, just kind of carrying this along. This is not the most entertaining part of the game, but you gotta do her so that we can actually get to the cooler stuff. Okay, finally I've arrived at the mountain village, which is where I need to throw this thing. And I might have said in the previous video, whenever I last came across this guy, can't really do anything with a mask until, I want to say Great Bay Temple, but it might be Stone Tower Temple as well, because you need to find all the frogs, and then they'll get you a heart piece once you find them all. So just want to toss this up, and then he'll eat it up, and then he rolls down, I think. Yep. And then we get a cool little mask. Don Gero or Gero? But like he was saying, it is used to conduct the frog choir, kind of like in Ocarina of Time, the Zora's River frogs. Except all these frogs are evil for some reason. I'm assuming it's because of Majora's Mask. But what you'll want to do is gather them all up. I think you have to speak to them with the mask on. And then at some point, there's going to be a, like a frog choir that goes on. And you'll notice that I'm still talking, even though I clicked. So let me tell you a little story. Once I got up to the little frog, I muted my mic for a minute. And you know what happened? I never unmuted it. And I don't know how Link just did that. That was pretty cool. But anyways, the rest of this video is going to be live commentary, as it was going to be with Cody, if he actually wanted to play. Except he never did, so it is what it is. But in case you're wondering why it's spring, I beat the boss again, so that now I can upgrade the sword. And I actually need to get my powder cake certification first, so that's what I'm gonna go do. Just want to head over here. And there's two main things I can think of for the powder cake. The first one is where we're going to be taking this powder cake, and that's the Goron racetrack, I believe it's called. And that is used to get gold dust to upgrade your razor sword to the Kikiri, or razor sword to the Gilded Sword. Although I don't know, I think you do need to upgrade it to razor sword first. So make sure you do that at the start of the day. I don't know if I cut that out or not yet. I'll have to take a look at this after the video, or after I'm done commentating. But if you haven't already, go upgrade your sword at the smithy place, the cabin, and get it up to the razor sword. Then come back here, get your powder cake, or if you already have the powder cake, you can just deliver this where it needs to go, and then take care of business. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do with the racetrack, because I remember struggling a lot in the 3DS version, and I know I did in the Nintendo 64 version. I'm not sure how the controls with this emulator are going to work. Maybe they're going to be better, maybe not. We'll have to see. I'll probably make a save state, just because I don't want to spend 5 billion years doing the race over and over. Although I would still have to, even with the save state. We'll see. Maybe I won't need to make one. Maybe I will. You'll have to wait and see. Because I honestly don't remember. I actually filmed this video, I think a week ago. You know, it'd be kind of cool if you could roll this stuff, like you attach it to your side somehow maybe, and then you just roll the barrel. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this. I'm not aware of anything. But with Zelda games, there's glitches for everything, so who knows, there probably is something that I'm just unaware of. You just want to toss this up here. And pick her up. And I don't think it needs to be a fire arrow. That's all I had equipped, so just blast her without being hit by the wave. And make sure, don't go in there, go back to the Goron, because if you don't go back to the Goron and get your certification this cycle, you'll have to redo it again next cycle. But basically, what the certification does, it allows you to get powder kegs. Just purchase them from, I guess, really only him and the shop in Clocktown. But you'll be able to purchase them, meaning you can access Romani Ranch pretty much whenever you want. You can access the racetrack whenever you want. Although I don't think it's open until the cycle, or the boss of the Snowhead is beaten. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's how it works. I'm not entirely sure, but just want to head back down here, get your certification. And there's no little slip or anything, he just gives you this free powder keg, which I'm going to use at Romani Ranch. And I guess this is the certification, that little thing in the notebook. But you want to head back here, get your sword upgraded, and it's going to cost you 100 rupees, so make sure you have that. And make sure you do it on the first day before, I think you have to do it before 6 p.m. so that it'll be ready in the next morning. But then head back to the racetrack. And this race, from what I've experienced, there's no real way to get super far ahead unless you can knock all your opponents off at some of the bridges. From my experience, what you have to do is just kind of avoid some of the ramps. Even avoiding the barrels seems to speed you up a little bit, but you do need the magic. Try to avoid hitting the enemies, because they seem to slow you down a little bit. I'm not entirely sure how the ramps work. They might give you a little speed boost. It does look like I was slowing down a little bit from just missing that first ramp. Don't hit the trees. Those suckers will slow you down as well. I believe these Gorons have a base speed that's higher than yours, so you just kind of want to dodge them, not slow down like this. When you do slow down like that, don't go up a ramp, because you're going to keep being slow. This is a spot where you can knock them down if you get a chance. I would always play it safe though, unless you're for sure that you can knock them down. Don't try and do it. And then just kind of hug the corners real tight. And if all goes according to plan, hopefully you'll win. Because you do need to get first, I believe. Which I did. First try. This actually was first try. I checked over the video again, and it was first try, so I'm happy about that. Now, with the gold dust, you use it for upgrading the sword. I don't know if you can use it in the curiosity shop to sell it. I haven't tested that. Maybe you can, maybe not. But next up for the video is Romani Ranch, because there's a few quests you can do here. My personal favorite is the one on the first night, and you'll see why in a bit. And now that we have this powder keg, you can put it down here, and then we can actually light it up with an arrow, and that gives you immediate access to Romani Ranch. So if you wanted to, it's just like as soon as you start the cycle, you can go to the bomb shop in Clocktown, purchase a powder keg, and come back here, and you're good to go. And we did this guy's job for him in one day, which is nice. Although it makes me wonder why they didn't just go straight to powder kegs. I mean, because he's a carpenter, so I don't know. Why would they assign him and not a Goron? Doesn't make sense to me. And there's Epona, who we have not seen for a hot minute. And don't worry, we'll be able to rescue her. because she does not seem to like that engagement. I don't know why I was treating that like a little cutscene thing. There's no real talking, but that part of the game, the aliens, this whole thing, it's probably one of my favorite Zelda events of all time. I just really like the idea of Link fighting aliens, or ghosts, whatever they are. Well, I think they're supposed to be aliens because they come from the sky. But I just really enjoy that idea, and it's kind of a shame that it's never really happened again, as far as I can think. You do have alien-looking creatures, though, like the, what were those things called from, I think it was Oracle of Ages? And you fight those, or not fight them, but you lose all your items to them. I can't think of their names. But they look like little alien creatures, so who knows, maybe there is some extraterrestrials living among the Hyroleans, or whatever the same hell that town was called. Holodrum? And the Brynja? I forget which one's which. But that was a pretty easy minigame. You have to get under a minute, I believe. And it's not overly difficult, like I was saying. But you do get Epona for completing it. So now we have the ability to use Epona again, meaning we can head straight to Great Bay Temple, but we're not going to do that because there's a few side quests that we can do yet, a few items we can get, and just a bunch of fun stuff. But next up, we're going to be helping Romani deal with these aliens. There are some bushes on the right side, right behind the barn. There's also a crate of arrows right up front, right there, and those are used to restock during the alien attack. And then there's one little thing, well, two little things that make this a whole lot easier. I guess three. So first off, you could use Epona. I do not like using Epona during this. It's kind of hard to control her. Also, Bunny Hood, that's kind of a given. It makes you run faster, and then you can just kind of hit everything. If you're really struggling, or if you just want to make the event last, if you play the inverted Song of Time, so that the cycles slow down, you can use that to your advantage, because the aliens will be slower as well. And there's a cool little Ganondorf horse up here in this corner. I wasn't sure what it was at first until I zoomed in here, but it's actually Ganondorf's horse. I'm not sure if that's in the original Majora's Mask or not, but it's a cool little nod to Ocarina of Time. Although I wonder why she has that horse as a doll. But if you've already done the doggy racetrack, and if you already have the bunny hood, that is really the only thing to do in this area currently. So you can go on ahead and play the song of the double Song of Time to go to 2 a.m. Or if you want, you can just talk to trying to think, it's like Cremia or something. I don't know where she is. I was looking for her in this part. I couldn't find her. I'm sure she's somewhere though. I just don't know where. But we're gonna go ahead and skip to 2 a.m. And from what I've read, it's You can get here after 2 a.m. Like, I think you can get here at 3, and you'd still be fine against the aliens. You might even be able to get here at, like, 4. Maybe, because they really have to get close to that barn. But that only might only work if you, have the normal cycle speed. But I'm not entirely sure how that works, so don't quote me on that. There's a scene of Romani being abducted if you fail, and a cow being abducted, which kind of sucks for her, but it's humorous to watch the cow go up. And they actually don't start attacking right at 2 a.m. The operation begins at 2, but they don't start attacking until I think like 2:30 or so. So just kind of stand around here, make sure your arrows are stocked beforehand, and then it's go time. So the only way to attack these guys is with arrows. Your sword won't do anything. I don't think bombs will do anything. I don't know why you'd want to use bombs either. They're not too difficult, especially with the inverted song of time going and the bunny hood. Just kind of run all over, and I don't think you need to restock your arrows if you have the biggest quiver. It should be plenty, although you do have the crate if you need to, or the bushes. And you can stand on the crate too, gives you a better vantage point. You just then need to worry about the one in back, but you can hit it from the crate as well. I just like running around here. But I don't even think you really need to get off that crate during the whole encounter. And I wonder what the dog says if you wear the Mask of Truth during this. I should have found that out. Maybe I'll do that next video, or some video after that. So they're pretty slow. Inverted song time really helps things out. Might not be the most entertaining thing in the world once they just keep on coming over and over and over and over. But I don't know, to me it's all good fun because it's like Link's fighting off aliens. Reminds me of that what was it called? Can't think of the event. I do know this is based off of, I want to say something like Kelly Hopkinsville or something. I might have butchered that name, but something Hopkinsville. I think it was Kelly Hopkinsville, and there was like a mist or something, like a poisonous fog or something. And then I want to say there's another encounter these aliens are based off of as well. And what I think people kind of debunked the event as was being owls, like a really huge owl. Which I guess could make sense. I mean, pretty sure a lot of things can be debunked. I don't know, it's just fascinating to me. And I really wonder, I think Miyamoto was the one who made this game, like developed one of those things. I wonder if it came from him directly, like was he the one that found the stories inspiring, or how did that whole thing come across? Like, how did he incorporate it, or why did he incorporate it into the game in the first place? I don't know. It's really interesting to me. I think the alien attack stops at 5:15, so don't have too much longer. And then the dog will bark wherever the closest alien is, so just pay attention to him if you're kind of not sure which one to shoot first. I also think it's weird that these aliens come on the same night every year. Like, what's so special about this night? And why do they want the cows? I wonder how that whole idea came into place, like, of aliens abducting cows. That's just been one of the weirdest things to me, because even in the, I want to say the Spyro PS2 game, there's aliens that, like, abducted cows or something. I think it was Enter the Dragonfly, which is also a good game. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I really enjoyed that one. So just gotta hold off for a few more seconds. And some of these aliens have just been, like, just now reaching the barn, which tells you that it's really not that difficult. And especially with the upgraded controls on the 3DS, it's much better. And we have our, I want to say, 4th or 5th bottle. So, we'll be really well set for Grape A, because there's some eggs that you need bottles for, which this makes really, really easy now that we have a bazillion bottles. Then you just want to skip ahead in time. So the next part of the quest starts at 6 p.m. I went inside because I wanted to see if there's anything I could do. If I could talk to Romani, or I think her name's Cremia. I don't remember for sure. But they must be like in the house really early, like 5 a.m. or something. I don't know if you can actually see them sleeping or not, though. That'd be a little weird. But they're both out in the barn. And then for some reason, the sister doesn't believe that there's aliens, which is really weird, because how would you not hear them? Or why would Romani not just wake her sister up, you know? I don't know. I do like that one is based off of Malin from Ocarina of Time, and the other is just adult Malin. So is it Cremia? Cremia? I don't see an A, so maybe it's Cremia. But you can play the song of Double Time, and that'll get you 6 p.m. Oh, I don't. Oh yeah, make sure you pick up your sword. Whew. Don't do that, then you're gonna have to repeat everything again, and that's not gonna be fun. Well, just the Goron race, I guess, and being a god. So here's the Razor Sword. I know a lot of people really like this design. I personally like the Gilded Sword design better, even in the original. Hand him the gold dust after I show this sword off a little bit. Kind of gives me like a little pirate vibe. It's got a cool sheath, cool handle. I guess that would be like a scabbard. I don't know if there's a difference. So we'll hand him the gold dust. And like I was saying, I think this is the only use for it. Maybe you can sell it in the Curiosity Shop for some rupees. I'm not sure. And now we can head back to Romani Ranch. And then we just need to be there by 6 p.m. So if you want to, you can go around killing some stuff, getting some rupees, whatever you want to do. Or you can just head straight back there like I do. I want to say the Romani Ranch is different from Lon Lon Ranch music. But thinking about it, is it different? I don't know. I'd have to look at both soundtracks or listen to both soundtracks. To me, it seems a little different, but maybe I'm just confused. Probably. I don't know. Now, if you really want to, there's a mask you get later on, which makes this part impossible to fail. Although it kind of is pretty difficult to fail already. I'll explain more when the little minigame starts. So that was a nice little wholesome moment that we just had, which to me what doesn't seem like it was super common in the older games. Maybe sometimes in the Oracle games there's some, like more so 2D games it seems like there's the more wholesome moments originally. Nowadays they're more common, but you know. For this part, you're going to be using your bow, and you're going to be shooting people, which somehow doesn't kill them. I don't know how. However, you need to shoot them with your bow. And there's a mask. It is a mask of the brothers, the 3 twin brothers. You can only get it after you get the Zora Link mask. So, can't do it now. I mean, if you want to wait, you can. You can do this part later, but I'm just doing it now because it's really not that difficult. You have a few milk cans. If they break them all, it's game over. All you need to do is just shoot them over and over. You have infinite arrows for some reason. And as long as they don't touch the bottles, you're good. So just keep them away. I like the music here. It's from the start of the game when you're chasing after Skull Kid. It's cool they used it again. Just keep on firing your arrows. Don't need to worry about running out. And even if they do get close, it takes them forever to attack, so you don't really need to worry. Only when they make that weird noise is when they attack. Just keep firing your arrows that somehow don't kill them. And you'll be fine. I like that you could see Link firing the arrows off there. So the reward for completing this is an interesting mask. You'll see right here. It's Romani's mask, and it's a cow fur. I guess it's like a cow hat thing. But this will allow you to get the I don't know how to pronounce it. It's milk that gives you unlimited magic. You can buy it only on nighttime, so it's gonna be really helpful for Stone Tower Temple. But with that, that's pretty much the majority of what you need to do this video. Just make sure that you travel to day 3, the morning of day 3, pick up your sword. And then that kind of does it for this video. Next video is going to be the graveyard. So if next video is already up, you can skip the next video if you don't want to do the graveyard stuff. Or if you just want to wait. I don't think you need to do the graveyard until after Great Bay Temple. But you do need to do some of the stuff at some point. But pick up your sword, which will now be the Gilded Sword. And I really like the design of this sword. It looks really cool. Now, is it my favorite? Maybe, but there's something about the Master Sword just being like that all-powerful thing that, to me, makes the Master Sword way cooler. It does have a cool scabbard, sheath, whatever you want to call it. And the handle looks really interesting. Like, the fact this came from the Kakiri sword and now is like double the size. It's really interesting how these blacksmiths work. And I really like that sheath. Looks really cool. That was just me showing off the sword. That's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you deposit your rupees. And I think that's all I really have to say. I'll try and get Cody back one of these videos. We'll see. Depends on his schedule. But with that, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.